Whatever, I gotta do this.
What is up, my gamers and hot Latina single mothers? It's me, Cracksmoker96, your favorite virtual idol. And today, we are reviewing the soundtrack to Mike and Melissa, a somewhat obscure cringe animation that has honestly changed my life over the past 3 days. Now, a lot of you might know of this animation from OneyPlays because, you know, the gang references it a lot and has explained the plot before. But if you're unfamiliar with the concept, I'll break it down in a few sentences for you. Basically, imagine that kid who sits in the back of the class in a community college art class, who loves drawing anthropomorphic animals in Sonic, acting tough because he listens to metal, and, you know, just generally thinks he's above other people. We all know one. Come on, guys. I'm not going to spell out the exact archetype we're thinking of, otherwise I'm going to get demonetized. But yeah, anyways, imagine that guy made a 15-minute long pilot episode of a show in which he acts super incelly and in the end gets with a hallucination of a purple squirrel woman. And also it's based in reality, and the dude has his actual friends in it, and he even drops his ex's name, which he censors out. And he animates himself super buff, and all the girls with, like, these huge, like, freaking globular tits. And, you know, the best part is, despite the fact that the art and shot composition are just generally abhorrent, the animation itself is actually pretty smooth, and I, you know, don't judge me, but I kinda enjoyed a lot of the gags in the video. You aren't getting the full picture through this description or any of these visuals, I promise. It's 100% worth it to go watch the video. There's a lot of nuance I couldn't cover. But yeah, anyways, one of my favorite parts of the animation was the soundtrack, which was wholly original. It's all either created by Mike or by Phil. Mike being the protagonist with the little ears who howls and fucks the purple squirrel, and Phil being one of Mike's friends at the party scene who's wearing the Algernon shirt. And yes, I'm pretty sure these are real people. Did I mention that this was also shown to a classroom full of Mike's, like, actual peers, by the way? There was a rumor it was his thesis project, but I heard it was for extra credit. Anyways, music. It's freaking wild, dude. Phil is unironically pretty decent at instrumentation, which is kind of funny, while Mike is, you know, more eccentric with the way he expresses himself through music. So I'm gonna go old-fashioned song-by-song style, and I'm gonna share my thoughts as a professional connoisseur of fine arts.
It's the Triple Buckle Super Show!
Alright, so number one, a nonsensical name with the... I mean, dude, Weasel Fig Hinge. First off, the name. Random, lol, XD. Second off, the sound itself. It sounds like when you're 12 years old and you're just kind of like fucking around in GarageBand on your dad's 2011 MacBook. It's like, yeah, I get that the motif is supposed to be that Mike is crazy and wacky and off the walls, but at the same time, I just simply cannot stand behind this as someone who generally likes bad music. This is one of those songs where it's like not bad enough to be funny, and it's nowhere near good enough to be like passable. But then again, I guess it's not supposed to be. It's just supposed to be the introduction to Mike. And I'd say it serves that role pretty well and sets a sort of standard for the rest of the video. But it doesn't serve that role as well as Song 2, Ads, or ADS, but I think it's Ads because there are ads showing in the scene in which this plays. But this song, I can say with certainty, outclasses Song 1 in terms of the whole Mike is going crazy kind of goal. Unironically, it fits the scene pretty well and shows you how Mike is unable to be happy with himself alone or focus on anything he might want to get done. You know, the scenes with this track, and the one that he's at home and the one in which he's in the classroom, I feel that they actually establish Mike's character pretty well, depicting him as a frustrated slacker who's discontented with his current life state. And yeah, I know maybe I'm giving Mike too much credit, but I really don't care. This song really added to the animation, in my opinion. You'll know what I mean if you've watched it. Alright, next up, we've got the first Phil song. Annoying. or as it's stated in the animation itself when it appears on the iPod. Unmetal Song by the Lamingtons, off of the Happy album. The Happy album. Despite it saying the song's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the animation, it's actually only 30-something seconds of looping audio. Cool little nitpick for all my nitpicking gamers out there. But yeah, the song's pretty funny. It feels like something that one of my producer friends in high school would use as like a backing track for like an underground rap beat. And by underground, I mean like, 10 followers, like, thinks he's a rapper but is actually just a high schooler kind of thing. But yeah, that just kind of gives it like something that's sort of nostalgic to me, as stupid as it sounds. I actually enjoyed hearing this in the animation.
Drinks! Beer!
Alright, so here we go. The next song is the one music number in the animation. Did I mention this is a musical, by the way? But only for like a total of 2 minutes in this part. So, in the beer song, Mike says, and here I'm doing my best impression. I'm doing my best impression here, alright? Don't judge me. Beer! And he just repeats that like over and over again, and then a bass line forms in the back of it, and then there's a scene where he's like telling a girl about his webcomic, and I'm getting sidetracked, just watch it yourself. This is one of those parts in the animation where I was just watching it and I completely questioned the creative direction. I thought it would just like randomly become a musical after this part, but instead it was literally just this. Like, this was the only part in which Mike sings. So, it was a strange moment, but it definitely added to the mystique of the series. It really added to it. Okay, and next up, we've got Mike's Neutral Milk Hotel or Car Seat Headrest parody. So it's a Shotgun River Landfill. So it's a tuba line, it's got slow drums, and a whiny singer crying on stage. But ultimately, I think Shotgun River's Landfill would be like a hit on Sirius XM. It seems that Mike and friends didn't agree, but, I guess that's just because...
This place is not metal!
Finally, last but most certainly not least, we've got A Friend, the outro music. Dude, okay, I get it's kinda cringe, but you can't deny that my boy Phil's instrumentation was kinda like goated with the sauce, as the kids would say here. This is probably the most perfect ending to this animation, and, since there was never a second episode released, unfortunately, it serves as the final siren song of a series long forgotten. Unironically, I think it serves its role really well, and it's almost like a parody of an anime opening, but also combined with just like Mike's overall general aesthetic. Combined with the Mike X Purple Fox kissing each other kind of visuals, it's just perfect. There's no other way I could say it. And honestly, maybe if you edgy fucking losers didn't ruin it by bullying Mike, we could have gotten another episode, dude. I've never understood why you guys kind of like do this shit. If you get entertainment from it, why would you want to shut it down? Like, regardless of if I think it's cringy or whatever, if I think Mike's an incel, I want to see more. It's like a Sonichu comic. Like, people were willing to give money to Chris to make more comics, knowing that he would spend it on Legos, but just to like motivate him. People gave Chris Chan like hundreds of dollars. And honestly, I feel the same way about Mike and Melissa. Like, listen, Mike, if you're watching this, I will unironically start like a crowdfunding campaign to make a second episode. This shit is actual gold. It's pure, unadulterated gold. And while I might not be able to relate to it because I get so much pussy, I feel that it's a valuable contribution to the internet. So, overall, thank you, Mike, for everything. Thank you for this animation, and thank you for sharing your mind with the world. Your twisted, fricked up, sociopathic, psychopathic, twisted, effed up, psychopath mind. I appreciate it. Anyways, 3 out of 10. That shit was ass.
Okay, retard.
And as always,
Subscribe to make me feel better about my regrets.
and yeah, thank you all for watching. If you leave a like on this video, I will literally go to a party and talk to women. And as always, I'd like to give a special thank you and a special shout out to my Patreons over at patreon.com. Alright, so for our connoisseurs of fine art, we've got Willow Sushi, Walter, Thick Melon, Sad Femme, Rebecca, Prisoner Suicide, Mitkit, Misos Alpinks, Lurker of the Gloom, Kim.
Oi!
I guess I should censor out that last name, my bad. Cumcumber26, Conscious Junk, and Chairfruit. For our pseudo-intellectual supporters, we've got that little green dog man, Saws. We've got the homie Maroney. And of course, we got the OG trendsetter, Zucchini. And for our one and only aficionado of degeneracy, we've got Alec. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, everybody who has ever given me money, because I assure you I have spent it well. I've been buying gas, and ass. That was a stupid joke. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.